The high-level meeting of the APEC leaders began shortly before 11 o'clock this morning. President Aquino led the meeting as this year's APEC host. In his welcome address, the president expressed hope that the summit would become an incubator for ideas that improve the region's prospects for the future. The session included discussions on inclusive growth through regional economic integration. Elena Luna reports.
Economy leaders gathered again at the PICC for the second and final day of the APEC summit in Manila. President Aquino led his fellow APEC leaders for the traditional family photo, this time in business suit. As they gathered for the leaders' retreat, President Aquino set the ball rolling by delivering the opening remarks, giving emphasis on the theme of APEC 2015.
This APEC hosting also presents a chance for the Philippines to showcase the results of reform. These past 5 years, the Philippines has experienced strong economic growth, our fastest in nearly 4 decades, thanks to good governance and critical structural reforms throughout our bureaucracy, allied with the support and commitment of the public at large. Furthermore, we are proud of our growth, not just for our growth's sake, but because the Philippines has set aside trickle-down economics and chosen to invest in our people so that our growth is felt by each and every citizen. We threw our full support behind programs such as our Conditional Cash Transfer Program, Training for Work Scholarships, and a Universal Health Care Program, all of which help our people regain control of their own destinies. As a founding member of APEC, the Philippines' approach to APEC has always been guided by our common aspiration for Asia-Pacific prosperity. It is this idea that has prompted us to choose the theme, Building Inclusive Economies, Building a Better World, which represents our vision for an Asia-Pacific that embraces a growth agenda that benefits everyone. Building on APEC's achievements over the past generation, the Philippines hosts APEC with a people-centered agenda that embraces all segments of society as invaluable participants in a growth that is holistic. Growth that creates jobs, sends children to school, puts food on the table, raises standards of living, protects the environment, fosters creativity and innovation, and levels the playing field. In short, growth that balances the pressing needs of the present with our shared mission of leaving behind a region and a world that is better than what we found. Thus, I am hopeful that this year's retreat will become an incubator for ideas that improve our region's prospects for the future.
He shared the Philippine experience on inclusive growth, with the government showing its full support behind programs for the Filipino people.
2 decades since our last hosting, APEC returns to the Philippines in a milestone year, not just for the Asia-Pacific, but for the world. This year, we are 5 years away from the Bogor Goals of 2020, and we will mark the end of the UN Millennium Development Goals and the beginning of the UN Sustainable Development Goals. The Conference of Parties, or COP21 in Paris, also hopes to make a lasting impact on climate change, and we hope to advance the implementation of the Bali Package at the WTO Conference 10 in Kenya. It is certainly an opportune time for us to reflect on how to move into the future. This APEC hosting also presents a chance for the Philippines to showcase the results of reform. These past 5 years, the Philippines has experienced strong economic growth, our fastest in nearly 4 decades, thanks to good governance and critical structural reforms throughout our bureaucracy, allied with the support and commitment of the public at large. Furthermore, we are proud of our growth, not just for our growth's sake, but because the Philippines has set aside trickle-down economics and chosen to invest in our people so that our growth is felt by each and every citizen. We threw our full support behind programs such as our Conditional Cash Transfer Program, Training for Work Scholarships, and a Universal Health Care Program, all of which help our people regain control of their own destinies.
The retreat is an opportunity for leaders of APEC economy members to discuss. Capping the retreat session is the 23rd APEC Economic Leaders Declaration. For the People's Television, Elena Luna.